The push dagger is another one of those concepts that Lynn just really doesn't get enough credit for bringing back to popular culture. Cold Steel started making these back in the mid 80s, I believe. The very first model was a single-edged version with a big slot in the blade called the Urban Skinner, and then they made a little tiny guy called the Urban Pal. And then in the late 80s, they came out with a double-edged version, very similar to this, but it had a fuller down the center of the blade. And they originally called it the Terminator. That one actually shows up in the movie Platoon and kind of brought push daggers back to popular culture. Then at some point, the name the Terminator got changed to the Urban Defender to match the Urban Skinner. In the 90s, I believe it was the mid 90s, they redesigned their push daggers without the fuller. They came out with the Safekeeper line in 3 sizes, so there was actually one about an inch longer that I wish I could track down. That thing was freaking wicked. And then they did one, I believe, about an inch shorter, or maybe the shorter one was the single edge version that replaced the Urban Skinner. Yeah, I think that was it, actually. They also used, I think it was one of these, or maybe it was one of the original Terminators in the movie Total Recall. Sharon Stone pulls one out right before Arnie gives her a divorce. So yeah, it really brought the design back to popular culture, having them updated to modern materials and appearing in movies. Typically the push dagger or the punch dagger concept previously was kind of relegated to being like a old-timey Western gambler's knife, and updating it with a non-slip craton handle, a broader blade with a wicked hollow grind, much slicier than you would typically see in earlier centuries push daggers. Just really brought the design up into the 20th century, and it really took off for Cold Steel and has continued to be a huge seller for them. They still make a few different ones. I don't think they actually make the Safekeeper series anymore. I think now they make a version that's chisel ground, so it's flat, or actually I think it might even have a slight concave on the back, and then the bevels are ground on one side. So they still definitely make push daggers. And if you're looking for something that, they tend to carry with a very low profile because of the way the handle's oriented. They don't take a whole lot of training to use, and they have a nice benefit in that if your hand inadvertently opens, it doesn't automatically drop out of your grip. So they do have a lot of benefits for sure in areas where you can legally carry one. The sheath on this one is flat on the back, so some Velcro on there made it real easy to secure in like a purse pocket or something for someone, if that was an idea too. I'm not actually sure what's secondary. Secondary on these, I don't know, probably 150, maybe 200 if it had the box and everything. The earlier Cold Steel models, if you found a Terminator new in box, I'm sure that would have a hefty collectible tax. The current production push daggers that Cold Steel makes, I believe, are all under $100. So if you're looking for a really wicked push dagger, definitely check out the current Cold Steel lineup and see what they've got available. So there you go.